Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an awesome video on our 86 Cr125 again. And it's a pretty big one. We're going to be diving in and rebuilding the complete suspension on this bike because if you notice these front fork boots are pretty shot, and that's also basically what the forks are inside. They are definitely shot. They feel like crap, and the worst culprit on this bike that makes it ride like a pogo stick is the rear shock. It's absolutely toast. We're going to be rebuilding the rear shock and the forks in this video, so if you're looking for one or the other, you can just skip ahead to which one we're doing at the moment, but we're going to be doing both, and I'm just going to show you real quick how bad the suspension is. So I'm going to hop on real quick. And this is the rear shock. It's like a pogo stick. there's like a carousel going around a carousel, and the front fork is just like also just absolutely terrible. So they're absolutely shot as far as like rebound and damping, so they need to be rebuilt completely. So yeah, we're going to be going through the process and showing you guys how to do that for an 84 to 86 CR actually, because they share the same shocks. We're just going to dive in and disassemble the bike. What are you going to take off right now?
Yeah, so we're going to be taking off this entire rear section to get access to the rear suspension. That means the seat, side covers. You can see this frame splits here, so this whole thing is going to come off with the airbox. We're also going to be taking the chain off, the rear tire, the front tire, this lever, and
The forks.
And the forks. The forks is going to be a little bit labor intensive.
And we'll probably also take that front fender. Well, we're going to probably have to
take this front fender off, just get it out of the way.
Show them it's loose.
Yeah, it's pretty loose. We're going
to have
to
two
tighten
bolts.
Probably take this off, disconnect all this hosing and stuff, and then the forks will slide out. So
yeah, so we're just going to show you what it looks like to take all this stuff apart. Okay guys, we're just taking a little break from the time lapse to show you guys our progress so far. So forks came off nice, front forks, and we just told that seat off. Actually, surprisingly, air filter decent. It's a little cruddy, but not crispy. But for a older bike, it's good to replace. This bike, I just want to say, it definitely has been raced because the frame has been painted multiple times, and then rear fender pretty gnarly. It does not sit correct on the bike, which this totally makes sense. Basically, being definitely ripped off in probably some wheelie episodes or something. Some bad backflip crash, something. So yeah, it's going good. So yeah, we're gonna basically try to get that rear shock off. Well, actually, Cameron, we might be able to. We don't have to take the rear frame off probably, because we can access it right here.
Easier.
Access it right here. Well, once the wheel.
Drop out of the bottom.
It's at the bottom. Here. Yeah. Yeah. It'll clear. It'll clear that intake.
No, what I'm saying is, like, do you have to pull it back and out of the bottom, or does it go all the way through? Because there's not enough room to pull it out the top.
Well, you have to detach it from the bottom. I think it would fall through the bottom. Yes. Once we get it off. How do we get it off the bottom? Oh, no. No, there's like a trailing. Okay, I guess, yeah. No, you're right.
We're just going to take the whole thing off.
Yeah, we'll take the rear section of the frame off because it's like a two-piece kind of frame. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna get back at it.
Assembled it all. We did this all last night. It's just we didn't want to work on it anymore. It went pretty good, taking everything apart, and as you guys can see, we got all the suspension and the tires, and then the absolute rancid chain right here. It is super toast, super stretched and ruined. And then if you want to come over here, you can see we have the airbox and the frame all off. Here's the brake, the front brake assembly. We just decided to take it off like that. And then we have all our hardware and stuff laid out. Probably gonna end up replacing this fender because it's just so gnarly, as far as like it being cut up and stuff. So yeah, it went pretty well. Taking everything apart, the only trouble we had was the shock because the lower bolt doesn't clear the swing arm without taking the top off and then like swinging the swing arm up a little bit. So yeah, it went pretty good, and we're gonna get into taking apart that suspension and actually getting into the process of rebuilding it. We're gonna start with the forks. So we took the fork boots off already. Those hose clamp kind of style things. We're running into a problem though with these 86 CR 125 forks, and that is that the rear or the lower bolt that covers like the adjuster that basically holds the kind of the fork together part of it is like super rounded. This is supposed to be a 6-point, and as you guys can see, that's a circle. It's supposed to be a 14 millimeter Allen, and as you guys can see right there, this one's a little bit better condition. You can kind of tell, but this one we might be able to get out, but the other one is going to be really hard. So that's going to be our first step, is just cracking them loose. Once we get it loose, we're good, and then we're going to go ahead and we're probably going to take that drain bolt out on each one, and then we're going to drain the oil. So that's going to be your first step, is trying to loosen that rear big Allen.
Good.
Okay guys, so we're going to try to get the lower nut Allen thing off. We just have to crack it loose. Once it's loose, we're good. But this is a 9/16. Cameron thinks it's supposed to be a 14, but we're going to just try. Oh, spinning, sorry. No. It's close. I could tell. Actually getting a decent grip on there with the. So I'm going to tighten it in the vise a little bit more. I don't want to damage the shock body or the fork body because it's aluminum. So wrap a towel, but this is still steel, so it can definitely still just make it out of round. Yeah, we might try impact, but we're gonna try this one more time. Okay. Seems like it's just spinning. Yeah. Nah, it's basically super rounded, but the fact that this is aluminum, this piece as well, means that we might still be able to get a good bite with like an oversized bit, which is not really good for putting it back in, but we'll try impact next. Trying to, okay. Do you think that's gonna work, Cameron? Because actually this piece, I don't even know what to call that, basically, is actually steel. That's not gonna do anything, Cameron.
Gotta try it.
So we tried it, the impact gun did not work. What is that?
This is a 15. It's one size bigger.
So that's a 15.
You can see it starting to go in.
I think it's moving. I saw it move. I saw this rotate a tiny bit. I'm serious.
Oh, you know what I should have brought?
Oh,
My impact.
that would have worked.
But I don't think I have a big enough Allen for it.
Oh.
So.
Well, we could have probably converted or something. I think it's starting to work. I'm serious. I did see it start to a little bit crack. Try that. Yeah, try the impact. Ah, frick. Now she's really gnarly.
Might be like, oh, we ruined the forks. Let's get new ones.
Yeah, we may have to try to replace the forks, or they do need to rebuild, but they are certainly not as bad as the rear shock. Okay, let's try a really long ratchet. No impacting this time. It's right here. Let's try to like really get some force on it. Hold on. Let me help you. I'm gonna stop. Wait, Cameron, stop before you do that. I'm gonna like push down on top and help you. That piece out. Sorry we didn't show you, but yeah, we had to leave that 15 Allen that we punched in there with the hammer, and we also took that little screw off and drained it. So you're gonna need to take. We took both out all the way and then drained it completely, basically whatever was in there, and then it kind of leaked everywhere. So I would recommend don't take out the bottom all the way first. Do that drain first, and then just get that loose. So we put it back in. It's a whole assembly. We didn't show you, but it's like a. And you do have to use an impact gun. So we got it actually loose using the breaker bar, but it won't thread out because it's a spinning assembly. So you have to use an impact, some sort of impact, to then break it loose from its spinning assembly and then get it out, or else it'll just spin and won't thread out. So yeah, we were really lucky. Once again, should not be like this if your fork is not super messed up at the bottom. So then you're just gonna come up here, take the little Schrader valve cover off.
Let me like decompress it right.
Yeah, so apparently, see, these are not air shocks. You do not fill them up, but the shock does heat up. Yeah, see, it had no pressure in it because that one I also did it too.
Yep, no pressure.
That one had a little bit of pressure in it because the shock will heat up and create pressure and stuff. So now we're going to crack the top bolt loose. We're thinking it's a 19. And one good tip is leave the fork on the triple camp and do this before you take the fork off, but we just forgot to do that. You definitely can do it like this, but while it's in the triple clamp, it'll be really tight. So socket here. We were just at Cameron's house. We should have grabbed his like big Worth set probably. So yeah. Huh?
You need to help me hold on to it because it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to help him. So we're just gonna use a combination wrench to crack that loose.
It's probably like a 21.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a 21. Yeah,
Wait.
I'm gonna help. Did crack this loose. We put it in the triple clamp on the bike, and we had to use the combination wrench. So now we're just gonna have to. Maybe you want to prop it up so I can spin it all the way around. So like I said, I think it's a 21. We don't have that socket with us. So this may pop. There's gonna be a little spring pressure, so watch out, Cameron. Shouldn't be a ton, but there will be a little because the spring is right under this cap. Try to get all the oil out before doing this so you don't have as much as a mess. There you go, see? And okay, it seems like there's like a spacer. Stock spacer. Funny enough, it's, wait, let me show them. Look what it says. Okay, what the
Yeah, so we have a piece of PVC piping and a little race.
So someone
Definitely been inside this fork before.
And look at what it says on here. It says stock. So they probably broke. There was probably a spacer in there, and I'm assuming they broke it. Or they wrote that on there as a joke.
I think it's on there as a joke. It's stock. It's stock.
So yeah, that's kind of disappointing because
Whatever.
that means that probably it has some sort of cut or broken spring.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they did that probably.
Well, that's not good.
So watch out here. We did take the whole dampener holder at the bottom. There we go. Here comes the big spring. It's gonna probably drop oil. So I'll get. Oh yes, yeah. This spring is definitely short.
Yeah.
I can tell.
It is not broken though, so I think they just put in a stiffer, shorter.
They probably
spring.
put in a shorter spring for some reason to make it stiffer.
Okay, and then you have this other race that goes on the spring.
So it's for the bottom. So kind of interesting with the PVC. This will not be like your fork unless you had the same janky mechanic. And this is like the dampener assembly at the bottom that you'll slide out. Yep. No, you're good. That's correct. Is there any more? Just shake it more. So, and I will say the 87s have a cartridge style fork, so it's kind of way different. Just a couple years later, or literally a year later. Oh, yeah, there goes oil. So if there's oil coming out, maybe you want to drain it. Is there anything? No, there's nothing coming out.
No, there's something there.
What do you mean?
There's stuck.
What is it? Well, if it didn't come out, it doesn't. It's fine. We're gonna put it back in. What is it? Show the camera.
Oh, shit. I don't think that's supposed to come out, though.
Sure.
Is it moving? Well, it can stay in there because we're just going to be doing the seals.
Okay.
Bruh.
We'll just cut that.
Okay, guys. Anyways, so basically the fork is empty now. Let me just pick it up. So now you can compress the fork. Not that there's no spring in it. You guys can see there's something in there. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. But yeah, so this is the fork now. Oh, I heard it. It just dropped. Oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Ah, something. There we go. Okay, that was supposed to come out definitely.
That's where
This is, there we go. This dampener assembly actually a ring.
And then this is what screws in the bottom of it.
You guys can see. And this is the other spring. So that's, yeah.
Spring.
Where's the rag? Can you give me the rag so I can wipe this off? It's all oily. And then grab the other piece of the dampener assembly. Yeah. And then I'll kind of show them how it goes together. So I'm just going to try to get all the residue off here.
So this goes.
So this goes like that. And this.
Like that.
Oh, shit, that's just making a mess. And it's gear oil, so it stinks. Yeah, so this is how the inside of the shock works. And then this actually is the part that ends up on the bottom of the spring. So yeah, just gonna pull this out and kind of keep all this together. Just kind of remember how it goes back together. Every year a fork is a little bit different, and like I said, when the cartridge forks, I've never done a cartridge fork or anything, so you know those are quite a bit different though. So
All right, now we can remove the dust seal.
so now we're gonna pry out the dust seal and then the chain clip, and then I'm pretty sure after that, that's when we are gonna start yanking on it. But we'll just start with the dust seal. Maybe a smaller pick version?
Pick, an actual pick.
No. Well, let me go look. Okay, guys, so he's just gonna try to, yeah, but it's crappy. Your dust seal is gonna be, we're gonna be replacing these, so we don't really care if we kind of narf them up. You know what I mean? So yeah, right there, like tore. But they were definitely blown out. They're really grody and. Just, you guys did. I'm glad we got that on camera. He just snapped the screwdriver in half.
Not even a low pressure at all.
No, it didn't actually break the metal. It just was. There's a plastic in. So it's really, that was a cheapo screwdriver.
Alrighty.
I'll get another one. It's not that bad. Get my actual worth guy here. No, you're not gonna break this. Get it? Let me try. Oh, that's a glove. Whatever. This is kind of hard.
I wish it was like the 80 fork.
Yeah, a lot of the forks have like the seal where they set right on top, whereas this one's a little bit
This one's inside the fork. Just like
frustrating. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is just like cutting it. Man, how the heck are you gonna get this out? Oh, there we go. We can go like this. Oh, this is the ring. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, maybe we have to take the ring. Oh, shit. I think this is supposed to be like way up here. Like, it had one sitting on top and it's just super destroyed. I think this is the actual fork seal. And the dust seal is just absolutely obliterated, gone. Because the retaining ring's right here.
Okay, well, let's take the retainer ring and get to it.
Yep. There we go. Show you guys. This is what we're talking about. This is the metal ring.
Is the retainer ring bent?
No, it's kind of an odd shape. It's,
Oh.
it's like an octagonal. Hold, let me. I want to be careful. I want to be careful. I want to mess up this ring at all. Okay, don't lock the camera. Just let me do it. Just fucking stop. Oh. Little face splatter there. Our ring is kind of weird. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think our ring is definitely broken or something.
It's supposed to be split.
Yeah, but I don't think.
No, it looks okay.
Oh yeah, it looks okay.
All right. This is that retaining ring.
Yeah, so I think this piece on here is definitely the actual fork seal. So.
Yeah.
So there is supposed to be something that's like sitting above, like around, and that's the actual dust seal. I'm pretty sure. We could be mistaken. Like I said, not a motorcycle mechanic. Or maybe this just style of fork has the retaining ring on top of the dust seal or something. So now we're gonna see about taking the seal out next. Okay guys, so now we think this is how you do it, for sure. You basically want to slide hammer using the shock because there's no spring in here, so it's really easy and there's no pressure. Probably put some cardboard down, have cardboard on the ground if you can't see. Because it's probably going to spray whatever residual oil is in here. And this might take a while, and it's kind of hard because you might just like yeet the shock body out. But you're just going to kind of like slide hammer like this. And you're basically just going to rip this chrome part out, and then you can get to the seal. So there's going to be bushing on this. And it's, yeah, it's dripping oil, so.
Hey.
Yep, it came out.
Okay, so pay attention to which way the.
You guys can see this actually pulled the seals out. Some shocks or forks, what they actually do is this sits in here, like the seal will sit in here, and then just this will come out. So actually, I don't know if this one has a bushing. Oh yeah, so this is a bushing right here. We're not gonna replace that today because I don't have them. Could not find them.
Make sure pay attention to which way.
So it's dripping oil. This is important.
So you have the dust seal up here.
So this is actually two-piece. So as you guys can see, our dust seal is absolutely just mangled.
A little closer.
So you guys can see there's a seam.
There's a seam. This is the dust seal.
And it kind of seats on top of the actual seal.
So these seals are directional, so pay attention to which way this is going.
Definitely do not lose this.
Don't lose this seal. No. So we're going to go ahead and take this off.
So I'm going to go like this, and it will just slide over. Just designed to. Whoop. Now you got your seal. And yeah, wow, these are really nerfed up and I don't know, absolutely destroyed.
You can see it's wearing through to like the metal on the inside.
But the chrome, the body's pretty in good condition. For a 80s motorcycle, it's not pitted or anything. It doesn't have any corrosion. I mean, it is chromed, so.
Bushing's a little corroded, but it's fine.
We'll clean this up, and you guys can see that bushing has a gap right there. Do not take these off unless you're replacing them. In that case, yeah, go ahead. Which I'm pretty sure when we put it back in, we do have to squeeze the bushing, and then like somehow, I don't know, something.
We'll figure it out.
I think it's actually going to go back together pretty good, but we're going to clean this up and then throw the new seals on.
Is it on?
Okay guys, so we hit that bushing in like we showed you with the screwdriver and a hammer.
Very lightly.
You actually do have to put that in because it's kind of a tight fit, and push it in, and then you're going to put the washer on with the flat side. It's very slight, flat ridge, flat side up. That's how it came out, at least. And so we put it back like that, and then you're going to put your seal back in. This seal this way up, push that in. Cameron said we don't need to push it in with a hammer or anything because the way that this dust seal system works, where's the other dust seal? This dust seal actually slides right on top of it, and then the retaining ring goes on top of it. So as long as the retaining ring goes on, that means you pushed everything in there because it's supposed to be like a precision type fit. Yeah. And Cameron, you'll show them if you want to like push it up and down real quick. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Just making sure this is like.
Yeah, and the retaining ring, it's not just gonna like, oh, put it in and it'll just like float around in there. No, there's a ring that's cut and it'll sit in there. So show them it's like it has a tight seal now.
Show you guys. You see a little ring in there. It's above the seal. It's seated all the way around.
And then if you pull on it,
it's much harder to pull on it because it's way tighter of a seal.
yeah, so it's actually sealed. So now this is when we're gonna start reassembly. Okay, guys, so we are going to start filling with fork oil. I'm just using this Maxima fork oil fluid. Apparently online you're supposed to use something else or whatever, but
this will work.
This is fork fluid. Gear oil came out of this thing, so we're gonna put big gear oil basically back in. So make sure you put your drain bolt or your little screw back in, and then the actual dampener holder at the bottom. Yeah, this we have to keep that in there. That's why it looks like that. So how you're gonna do it is you're gonna fully compress the fork, and then you're gonna take the spring out. And basically, for these forks, it's typically, I don't have a service manual, but I read online. It's like basically 6 inches is where you want to be in the middle, minimum. If you run out for some reason, like 6.8 is apparently okay, and then all the way up to like 5.5 is like max fluid. So you want to be in that range. So we're just gonna go for 6. So I'm just gonna start to fill, and then what I did is I cut a piece of cardboard, and then what we're gonna do is, yeah, like that, and we're gonna stick it in, and we're gonna measure, like, to see, oh, we're 6 inches from the top of the cardboard, and it's wet, and that'll be good. You know what I mean? So just kind of like measure it like that. Boom! I'm exact. I'm a scientist.
Cool.
I didn't do that, but it's kind of sketch.
Yeah, go sideways.
I don't know how much this is going to actually take. It might not take much at all. It's going to kind of bubble.
There's
And
valve bodies and stuff.
it's going to like kind of seep down. Maybe we'll have to get another bottle of fork oil. Crap. This is using quite a bit.
Smells like shit.
Yeah, it's bubbling. So it's bubbling through the valves and the dampener.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're definitely going to need 2 bottles, I think. I already used like half of this. A little bit worried. So I only bought 1. Where are we at?
You got a ways. Alright, stop. Nope, not quite.
So a little splasher. If you go up above or a little bit below, you're fine. Oh, look at that, on the money. I'm that good.
Oops, shit. Yeah,
Cool.
It's there.
We're good. So make sure it does bubble down though. So if you just, okay. Oh geez. If you just pour a bunch in there right away and you think it's filling up or whatever, make sure you let it kind of percolate. We like our perk around here.
Does that
so yeah.
feel about half?
No, it's less. So you're gonna need.
You're gonna need 2 bottles. 1 bottle per fork.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's about 2/3 of the bottle I used. So yeah, you're probably gonna want to get 2 bottles for like an 80 fork. I could see how you probably could get away with 1 bottle for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a small fork. So now we're gonna put the spring back in. Basically, our stock spring dampener that somebody custom made. Obviously at a very nice shop.
There's the top race on the spring.
Oh, okay, it is on there. And this one actually goes like this. Like, no. When it came off, it was actually like this.
No. So this one goes like this, and then that one goes into the tube.
No, when we took it off.
Like
No, look,
this.
because this is flat.
Yeah, both sides are flat, dumbass.
Yeah, but they both need the race to face that direction.
There's a race on the bottom, on the valve body.
Oh, I thought it came out like this.
There was one like that, and then the other one was inside,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was the one that.
and then like that. But this one was the one on. I set them out.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Well, we need to put.
What are you talking about? That goes on top. That pulled out first. Remember, it was like, oh yeah.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
Where's the spring?
So it's in there. So now you're gonna fully extend the shuck. We're gonna put our super exacto. We don't know how long that is.
And then Grab the top and we just start screwing it in.
So yeah, fully extend the guy. Now you're gonna take your capper, and you are gonna need to push the spring in there, and be careful. Apply pressure at the same time, and there you go, got it to thread. Cool, awesome. And you probably can change this O-ring on the top if it's leaking or something, but we didn't do that. It looks pretty good actually. Just gonna hand tighten this down. Yep, she's tightening. I'm gonna grab the wrench. Where's the wrench? Oh, it's right over there. Oh, it's right here. I got it. I'm not gonna actually torque it here. Probably gonna
We'll
torque
do that back on the bike.
on the bike because it's much easier. I'm just gonna kind of get it snug. There we go. Recommend using an actual wrench for this.
Or a socket.
Okay, it's just snug on there.
Okay, so we can take it out of the vise.
And then, yeah, the shock is basically rebuilt.
Yep, that's done.
Pretty cool. We're gonna put new fork boots on, and we'll do that in the other video. Oh yeah, well look at that. It definitely, the rebound certainly feels much better.
It
Like
dampens a little bit better.
so, yeah, that was actually pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. Could probably do the forks if you knew what you were doing, probably in like an hour, because that was pretty easy. Especially if you didn't have these messed up.
So we're gonna do the second one, and then we'll come back and show you how to do the rear shock.
Yep, and that's gonna be a bit more technical. Okay guys, so we finished the forks. We're gonna show them later. They look great. They definitely improved. They went pretty smoothly. Finished the second one off camera. So we're gonna move on to the shock. This is a KYB shock. This is a stock shock. I know you can get like Showa and other options. I'm just gonna get right into like, this should work for some other shocks if you have extra shock. So you're gonna wanna take the Schrader cap valve off of the reservoir, and these are supposed to be pressurized, I believe. So it may have some pressure in it, so be careful. I have no idea what's about to happen. Oh, yeah, it had a little pressure. Only a tiny bit. Basically nothing. Yeah. And then I also saw that you should lower the compression and the rebound damping to as soft as possible before you rebuild it, just so you have like a baseline starting point. So this is the compression. I'm gonna turn it all the way up to softest on the reservoir. All the clicks. It was like as hard as possible, basically. Yeah, there we go. And then I had to scrape some dirt off, but this is the rebound damping, I think, right here. This screw, SH, soft hard. So I'm gonna get, this might be kind of stuck in there, but we're gonna see if I can adjust this. If I can, it's not a big deal. Oh yeah, there we go, cool. Works good. I don't know if this is a stopper on it, so I'm a little worried that it's gonna like come out. But we will see. Oh, no, it has a stopper. Cool. Then we're going to go ahead and put it in the vise. Okay guys, so we're gonna crack this top ring loose. Oh, it's already loose. We actually already cracked it loose, but yeah, you're gonna use your spanner wrench, come in here.
It was a big pain.
It was really hard. We had to both do it, that's why we didn't show on camera. And I wanna basically just spin her up here. And then we're gonna fiddle with this later, but you just need it off there so that you can then get it to the one on the spring. And then you're just gonna have to slowly go like that for a while. If you can compress the spring, go ahead and compress the spring, and then you can go whoop, 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 whoop. But yeah, there's ghetto ways of doing that we're not gonna show. But yeah, if you have a spring compressor, it's a pretty good idea. So yeah, we're just gonna be starting to take this off, and then basically the spring will max out, and it's gonna get loose, and then we can start to take some of this bottom plate off. This stuff down here, and then it'll go whoop. So yeah. Okay guys, we're going to, I know you might be able to get off from the bottom by messing with the top hat, but the spring is loose, as you guys can see. So we're just going to This needs to be locked. This wrench. I'm gonna take this off, or try to. So there might be some oil here. Not sure. Grab it with my other finger. Don't know what's gonna happen. Do not lose that. Oh, there's a washer. Grab that, please. That goes on the other side of
banjo bolt.
So it goes like this, like that, or it just goes like this, and then the washer is going in between this and this
There's two cross
joint.
washers for each side, one for each side of the banjo bolt.
Now should be able to just go woo. This guy. A little stiff. Dirt in the threads. This one got in some sort of gnarly situation there. Don't know what happened. This bike has been through some things. Still works though.
Probably on its 8th rebuild.
I wouldn't be surprised actually. There's probably some truth to that. Oh Lord. Seems to have like retightened itself or something.
It has a race on it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it does. So this is definitely the bottom one. Just gonna match this up. Oh, oopsies. Then you can just go whoop with your spring. Springs typically don't go bad.
They do if they get worn out, but
Like typically smaller springs, but oh, see, something's going on here where we can't go.
oh, okay. So I guess we do have.
But we did take the spring off, so that was good. We're gonna have to take that reservoir off anyways. I think we're gonna drain this next. I'm not gonna compress it right now because it might just go on Cameron's face and squirt oil. So yeah, we're gonna move on and figure out how to take this guy apart. Now what you're gonna do is remove the, I don't know what it is, basically piece.
Cap?
Yeah, a cap. And there's a little hole. Sorry about the focus. Right there. And there's a hole right there. And you're going to take a punch and hit it with a hammer on each side to remove it. And our shock had 0 oil in it, which is really bad. It means that all the oil left it. There's supposed to be quite a bit of oil in there, so you're supposed to drain it out of that. So you'll do that first yourself, but we didn't have any oil. So you guys can see it's coming out.
Yep. It's pressure fitted in there.
Just pushed in there, and now there's going to be, much like the forks we were doing earlier, let's flip it this way now. Yeah, I'll take that. And now it's going to be kind of annoying with that, but we have to deal with that. There is a retaining ring. You guys can see it down in there. No. On the edge, you know how?
Oh, like
but we have to push the seal down. So we're gonna take the punch and just push, because this is the bad seal anyways, you know.
Yeah.
So we can just push down the shock. The guy in the video, other video I watched, used some fancy tool. We don't have it, but use like some fancy punch thing with a slide hammer, and so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and whack it with the punch and a hammer. We just need to get below the retaining ring, and I'll hold it. I gotta hold this up so I can't show this. But or yeah, you guys can see kind of the gist. Is it going down? Is it?
No, shock. I know.
See, there we go. It just settled, and you can see that ring in there. Do it a little bit more. And that's the actual seal we're replacing, guys. It's the seal head. And that's what holds all the fluid in the shock.
Putting that retainer ring in is going to be very fun.
Yep. Okay, y'all. Got the retaining ring out. It's over here. I had to use 2 different screwdrivers. Me and Cameron worked together. And then now you're just going to slide hammer this. So this is all, I already slide hammered it once, but you're just going to go, whang. Oh, it's kind of stiff. Man, it's like really chunky at least. Oh, it smells bad in here. It's like spewing gear oil air in the... There. Oh, nasty. Oh. Foul smelling.
Okay, so we were replacing this part.
Burning gear oil. This smells
so
foul.
like there's a bolt on the end, right down here. So
This is the valve set, so do not mess with this. And you're probably gonna clean. Look how bad this oil is.
It's black.
That means it's basically been heated up so many times from intense riding and racing that it just gets absolutely just burnt to a crisp, and that's why it smells absolutely foul. Oh, it smells bad. It smells like a mosquito trap, or a fly trap. If you've ever had a bag fly trap and it's full of flies. Anyways, it's bad. It's really bad. So we're gonna get into actually taking this seal off and replacing it. I think there's also an O-ring that we're gonna replace on here somewhere. So yeah. Okay, guys. So you're going to now have to basically grind this cap off so that you can get the nut on. So you're gonna need to get your safety glasses. Preferably gloves. And you're gonna need to grind this cap, this ring off. If you don't have a grinder, you can use a file if you're not comfortable with power tools or whatever. And maybe you do have one. So you're gonna grind this off, and then you're gonna be able to cut this loose, and then this is the valve body, and this is the seal we're actually replacing. It's this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna just grind this off very carefully. I go slow. It's gonna get really hot, so you don't want to get a ton of heat into the bolt and then bust this thing up. So just be wary. Take your time. Super hot. Do not touch it. It's insanely hot. Still have quite a ways to go. So yeah.
Let's see.
Got the thread off. Oh, okay. You're blocking the camera, Cameron. Oh, sorry. See, I didn't even grind it off all the way perfectly. You guys can see. Is it hot?
No, it got cooled down from oil.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was getting so hot that it was literally boiling the oil, and I could see the oil moving around on the surface like it was boiled. So this is kind of a oh, shit. Uh-oh. That's not good.
What, this?
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get the thread on.
Yeah,
We'll make it thread on. We'll do that later.
might as well chase it a little bit.
Almost like it's not threading on. Because it needs to be hammered down a little bit. No, sorry. Give me that, give me that. No, do not start tearing. You're tearing the threads off like that. About the worst thing you could possibly do. No! Stop. Stop. Give me the hammer. I'm just going to tap it. put like this, like. Look at that.
Try the bolt.
I can tell right now it's not gonna work. I don't want to fuck up this.
That's the bolt.
Try it now. What? What's going on? Oh shit.
What?
The thread that we made, it doesn't like it.
It's not sticking that. That's not sticking out.
See?
Shit.
Watch this. Okay guys, so we got the valves off. We had to grind that off. We had to kind of follow the threads a little bit. It was kind of sketch. The valve body was hard. So I'm just gonna maybe clean the grout out of this real quick before we put this back on. And then we're gonna put the seal on. Maybe we'll get a little 3-in-1 oil and oil everything up so it goes on nice. So you wanna hand me a screwdriver or something?
Yeah, now it's locked in. See? That shit not coming off.
Okay, grab the body. Hold on. Let's try to clean it out the best.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Wait, do we need to put anything on?
No, because this built on here and then the retaining ring goes on
Yeah.
after this, but before this.
Yeah. Let me get that ring.
It's dry. Probably lube it up. a
Oh,
little bit.
okay, yeah. Here you go. Use this. Let me see the oil or the body. Yeah. Let me see the body. Ow, fucking cut myself basically. That's sharp as fuck. No, we should probably like get the edge of the body.
And that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to flip it over.
Okay, let's flip it.
I don't know what he did here.
Basically tap this down.
Get a big extension or something with the. Oh wait, oh yeah, he used this. Like he used a mallet. Like.
Careful on the steel.
Yeah, let's use an extension. This is really tiny. I can't really hit that. I don't know about that. There we go. A little bit farther. Okay, I can see the ring. We're good. We want
It doesn't matter. Well, it'll pressurize against it, so.
no, not this doesn't pressurize. This we just go and we just yank it.
It's gotta go below the ring.
Yeah, it's below there. I can see it.
Now, do we want to use the original one? Or
Let's
the
just use the new one. Might as well. Or if it doesn't work, then. Okay, we can plug this back in. Get some more light.
Alright, you gonna go ahead ahead and tap that down.
So yeah, we pushed the
And
seal in. I don't know if you guys can see
put
this, but we pushed this
retaining
in.
ring back in there.
Oh shit. I think you pushed it below it. This side is way off. This is it. See how it is?
No, it's in the ring. See?
I thought this was the ring.
No, that's the race where the cap goes. So
Oh, okay.
this.
That makes sense. It's, yeah. Just yank it.
Yep, alright. So now we just put this cap down. This is what he hit with the mallet.
Oh, probably, yeah. And it doesn't really have an orientation, so just whatever you want. Let's pull this up and then we can.
Alright, it's fully seated.
So you guys can see it's like kind of bubbling. Bubble, bubble, bubble. So that's all the air leaving the shock. So our goal is basically to fill this bad boy up. I think it might be already full.
No. Oh, shit.
Yeah, keep going. And it's fully extended currently, by the way. The funnel is super tiny, so it's very slow. So yeah, we are going to fill her up here. Okay guys, so then we pumped it in and out.
See, it's standing.
Super duper full right there. So you're gonna want to basically slide this back and forth while filling it when you get close to full, and then it'll get rid of any air bubbles in there. And now, what are you doing, Cameron?
Put this back on the...
Oh yeah, we're gonna fill. Whoa, don't. No, I did not do that.
What?
I did not switch it around. What are you doing?
No, I'm saying like we could have the ventricle like that and then fill it from there into the hose. This is gonna go back on there.
Oh, okay. So what are you doing?
Putting this hose back on.
To this?
Yes.
Yes, that's how you do it. Okay. What?
Are we gonna be able to get the rings back on?
Oh,
Let's put them on first.
maybe we should do the spring first.
No, you do this first and then the spring.
Yeah, well, he attached it all as once. So yeah, he did the. He at least got the. He did the. What? Yeah, get your rings on. Bro, what? There. So you're gonna put both of your spanner rings on, and then you're gonna put the spring perch on later. So there's air in the line. So what we'll do is we'll put some oil in the shock. We will then hook up. Oh, this is not gonna work. How are we gonna bleed it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you have to fill this, like from like tip this over and fill this line, and then you fill that and you just kind of like
Okay, yeah, because we cannot get the
can't get the adjuster off.
Yeah, we don't.
Otherwise, you would take this out and I would just fill it.
Yeah, but we can't get it off, and we almost broke the little thing, so we don't want to do that. So we're just gonna try to do our best here to bleed the shock.
Crush the washer a little bit, make sure it's sealed.
Yeah, just make it really tight, you know. That's good. So now what are you doing, Cameron?
Gonna do some ghetto shit. So just like that.
What?
I'm gonna fill the line, so
How are you gonna fill the line?
you'll see.
So he's gonna put that on the end of the banjo bolt?
Yep.
No, dude, it's gonna spill everywhere.
Yeah, we have no choice.
Well, no, I'm saying use the banjo bolt hole. Put this in here, and then put the funnel onto the tip of the banjo bolt. Or over the tip. Use a bigger funnel. Have a bigger funnel over on the table. See what I'm saying? Just like this. It's gonna flow.
Yeah, we'll just
Oh man, this is going to make a
huge mess. But
Okay, I'm gonna stop filming and we're just gonna show you how this turns out. Okay guys, we kind of couldn't really get all the air out of that other reservoir, but we went ahead and threw the spring perch back on. It comes off on the same, well, just memorize how it goes on. Basically there's a little ring and then kind of a horseshoe, I don't know what you would call it, a ring with a slit in it, and it goes on. And then now we're just basically gonna compress the spring. We don't have a measurement. I know this is like supposed to be like a spring length measurement, but we're just gonna kind of like, probably not as tight as it was last time because it was absolutely maxed out as far as spring. So maybe like that or something, maybe a couple more turns.
way more.
Huh?
Way more, it's not even snug.
Okay. Like the spring's not compressed?
Because like the original spring, it was originally like down here.
Okay. Well, we'll probably go a little bit more. See, give us a little bit more like suspension, travel, dampening, you know what I'm saying? Preload. This is basically setting the preload. So yeah, and then we're basically gonna throw it back on the bike. It does, oh, we are gonna pressurize the reservoir, the bladder. We're gonna pressurize it with a pump, an air pump, to the best of our abilities. Apparently you're supposed to pressurize it to like something crazy like 280 PSI. Don't know if we're gonna be able to do that.
At least not today.
But yeah, maybe not today. I can tell right now the shock is already better, but it just won't have a great return. You're not gonna have good rebound. And then we'll also probably turn up that adjustment screw before we put the bike or the shock back on the bike. Okay, what are you doing, Kevin?
I'm looking to see where the threads a little bit more.
Probably gonna, I don't know how much we're gonna pump it up. Probably gonna try to pump it up at least like 100 PSI. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very small, so we're not gonna use a compressor because you can easily just blow it up with a compressor because it's super small. Supposed to use a hand pump. Try to lock them together. You have a thinner one? Smaller one? For the bottom? Oh, there we go.
I'm done.
Your is wrong. Yeah, so you gotta spin those, tighten them onto each other.
Okay.
That way it's snug.
All right. So that's finished. Now you can put everything back on the bike, and the front forks are finished, and the rear shock is finished.
So we're gonna show you
Inflate
basically.
this to a high pressure.
Yeah. So we'll
show you the after result.
Yeah, when we ride the bike and see how much better it is. So guys, we have completed the suspension rebuild. You guys saw we finished the shock and we finished the front forks. The forks went a bit better than the shock because we couldn't quite do the, yeah. Anyways, we reassembled it. You can see there's new tires. There's no rear fender because we're going to replace the fender. So we're going to see how the suspension is. We cannot ride it. It's very late. We were doing a ton of stuff today.
There's no chain.
There's also no chain because we need a chain splitter. Is this on here? Yes. Oh yeah, look at all that oil. Cool. It's a lot. All the oil on the ground is from Cameron opening the shock reservoir. Definitely better. You can definitely tell there's a lot of air in the shock. You can hear it. Front fork is, whoa, way better. Front fork is way better. Holy moly. Yeah, front fork, as you guys know, the rear shock, definitely better. Certainly better.
Probably needs like a little bit more air. Like
probably needs a little bit more air in the pressurization because we don't have a, we just hit it with the compressor super quick, which you're not really supposed to do, but you're supposed to use like a high pressure hand cut pump to fill up the bladder. But we don't have a PSI gauge that goes like higher than like 80 PSI or 60 PSI, so can't really tell. It's supposed to be like 280. But yeah, there's definitely air in the rear shock, which is not good, but it does absolutely feel so much better. Like, feels like a dirt bike should, I would say. But you can kind of, it just makes an odd noise is all. And yeah, so yeah, the suspension rebuild, I would say that was definitely worth it because the front forks was between the fork oil and it was probably about $65 between the seals and the fork oil, or $70 actually, probably after tax, maybe 75. But and then the rear shock was probably another $65 for the seal and then the more expensive shock oil. So for like $150 you can rebuild your suspension and basically make the bike totally transformed. And so if you're gonna think, oh, I need to take a shop and spend like $500 getting your suspension rebuilt, that was pretty easy actually.
And also, most shops don't work on anything that's old.
Yeah, so a lot of places, like, you have to go to maybe like a little independent shop or like a small, you can't go to a dealer. Like, I don't think they'd want to work on this, or they wouldn't know how because all their mechanics are like, oh, what, doesn't have fuel injection, what? So yeah, no, the forks were super easy. I would say if those are blown out, definitely do it. Shock, you can take your own chance on that. Maybe just buy another one. Maybe try to whatever, do something with it. But definitely the forks, highly recommend rebuilding them. So yeah, thank you for checking out the video. And sorry we couldn't show you riding it, but we'll definitely have a video of talking about how much better it rides in the future. So stay tuned for that.